Hi, I'm live. Whoa, that was way faster than I thought it was going to be. Hello, everybody. I am here live on YouTube. This is a Hangtime sponsored live YouTube. I haven't done, oh no, volume off. There we go. I haven't done a live YouTube in forever. Thank you guys that are already here. Today is going to be a tutorial and a Q&A, so I will try to answer your questions as I'm going. I'm really hot, so I'm taking off my sweater because I don't know, because I said I'm the boss of me and this is my channel. Yay! So everybody make sure that you guys can see me and hear me and all of that is all good. Before we start going, I see you guys are already kind of talking about John Denver and the Jackson 5. I have not gone to Dapper Day, but I have thought about it. Whenever I am home or whenever Dapper Day happens, I am not home. It literally happens every time I'm on tour, so just never seems to work out. But I also like to go to Disneyland when it's not crowded. I don't have passes, so I feel like when I go and I'm spending money, I want to actually ride the rides. Yay. Okay, so you see me and you hear me. Most excellent. So like I said, this is a Hangtime sponsored video, and Hangtime is a super rad app. If you guys were with me for my live tutorial last week, I actually did it on the Hangtime app, but Hangtime is actually a trivia app, and they do live trivia, which is really cool. It's like a guy that's like asking you questions, and then you can select your questions or your answers. And then if you're right, then you win points and you can win money. And it's pretty rad. It was actually really fun. We did trivia after my live tutorial last week. So if you are interested in doing trivia and winning things, cash and other things, definitely download the app. And then you can go and play tomorrow. I think they're doing daily 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Pacific time. So that would be 3 hours plus Eastern time. Yay, who doesn't love trivia? I know I sure do. Okay, so make sure I can see your guys' questions as I'm going. Here we go. So today I'm going to show you guys how to do a barrel roll, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it on bangs that are growing out. As you can see, mine clearly are, because that's when your hair gets really, really tricky. So this is a good style for when the grow out is really real. So to start with, I'm going to part my hair, and I'm going to part it in a U shape. As you guys can probably tell, I am actually at my house and not in my studio, and my studio has a really good light and a really good setup, but really bad internet for live streaming. So I've had to do a little makeshift studio in my house, which means my mirror is way over here. So I'm trying to show you guys what I'm doing as I'm doing it, and also see what I'm doing, especially when I start using the curling iron, because I do not want to burn my face off. Okay, so I'm taking about this big of a section of hair. The more bangs you have cut, the bigger section this needs to be, because as you can see, this is a really small section of long hair, and that's what's going to make the roll. So you just want to make sure that you have a sufficient amount of hair. I see someone saying nothing's happening. It says on my end that I'm live. I see someone asking me what my favorite color is. Okay, well, it looks like some people are seeing me and some people aren't. I think you have to refresh your screen, maybe, if you're not seeing me. So somebody just said that. Hi, Carrie. Yay. My favorite color, back to my favorite color. My favorite color to wear is probably black or red. My favorite color just in general in life is green. I like to wear green too. I mean, I'm a redhead, so it just makes sense. Okay. Vintage style icon. Who is my vintage style icon? You know, I kind of like, I'm not an all vintage all the time, every day kind of girl. I used to be years and years ago. Now I mix my vintage with modern. So I'm not sure if I would say I have an icon per se, because I take inspiration from so many different people. I do think Gwen Stefani is very inspiring in the way that she mixes fashion with vintage and like throwback stuff, but I don't think I have like an actual icon. So now I am just tying my hair up in the back into a bun. So if you guys can, okay, somebody just said to refresh. Okay, good. Sorry, the feed is going now, so I'm trying to keep up. You just cut your hair off yesterday. Oh, the grow out, it's real. Will I ever do a tour in Tennessee? I was in Nashville a few years ago and I didn't book very well, so probably will not go back. I'm just tying this hair into a top knot, and it's going to be a little bit messy, which is fine because this is supposed to be like a quick and easy style. And to hide that messiness, I'm going to take a scarf as I'm tying this. Yeah, Memphis. Carrie's in Memphis. I have actually done Memphis twice too, and I've been trying to find somebody to host me to go back there forever, and I cannot find anybody to host me. So sad me, because Memphis is my favorite city in the whole country. I'm just tying this into a bow, and then I'm going to pin the hair kind of around it. It's just an easy way. This is actually a really good style to do when your hair is dirty. I did not get Gwen's new Christmas album. I actually didn't even hear it. I just kind of like her more as a style icon versus like, I'm not like a huge like super fan. I'm not really sure like project-wise what she does. I just think she looks real pretty. So I'm just pinning the hair down on either side of this bad boy. Do you know where Lexington is? Lexington, there's a lot of Lexingtons. Kentucky, I feel like there's one in North Carolina. Yay. Okay. This is so funny, like answering all of your questions while I'm trying to do a tutorial as well. It's a whole new world. Do I ever get to the Portland, Oregon area? I am actually from Portland, so I go there pretty frequently. But again, I've tried to find somebody to host me for classes and for shoots and have not been able to find anybody for years. So if I could find someone to host me, I would be happy to go because that's where I'm from. So I'm going to curl these bangs first because these are going to be the most stubborn. And I still have part of them that are pretty short. So I'm just going to make sure I get all of these ends curled. And I'm just using an inch curling iron. This is just a Conair curling iron, not anything fancy. Oh, you were asking Carrie about Lexington. Aha. Wanting to ask best advice for haters. I don't know. You know, honestly, like one, I'm really lucky because I don't get much hate on my page. And when I do, it's like just stupid trolls that like don't even know who I am. But I really just ignore it. I feel like people that hate feed off of the energy that they get from that hate. And if you don't give them energy, they kind of like fizzle out. It's like a candle. Like if you put a glass topper over the top of it, it can't burn. So I just kind of stop it before it escalates, and then I don't really have to deal with it. And then I don't have to waste any energy on it either. Oh, I look so good right now. I feel like I should be in a TLC music video. What do we need to do to become a host for me? For my class, I really just need a space. I need chairs for, up to like 20 or so girls and a table to work from and electricity. It's pretty simple. And then for a shoot, I just need a pinup photographer that's interested. So if you know anybody, send them my way. So now I'm going to tease my hair section by section. Yeah, we got a good crowd in here right now. Lots of quiet people. Ashley Rose, hello to Vegas. Hello, Vegas from Los Angeles. So I'm just teasing at the root, and I'm trying to hold on to these bangs that are in the front section because if you don't hold on to them, they're just going to fall out. And it's the most important that that part of your hair gets teased because that's the stubborn part that's not going to want to stay in the roll. Like these bits are the parts that are going to be a pain when we go to roll. I'm just going to keep my hair like this and just hang out and answer your questions. All that glitters burlesque school. I feel like I talked to a burlesque school once and then somehow they just fell off the face of the earth. Do you recommend bangs? Oh, goodness. Asking if I recommend bangs is like asking if I recommend mini skirts. Some people love mini skirts and like to wear them all the time and totally feel comfortable. And some people hate them. And it's the same thing with bangs. Bangs have they're so volatile. If you have a cowlick, if you have super fine hair, if you have really oily hair, if you have curly hair, bangs are really, really, really tough. If you are you can have maintenance on your hair kind of girl, like the thing with bangs is that they're low maintenance in the way that you don't have a ton of variation in how you can do your hair. So they're just kind of easy, but you have to, when you have short bangs, you have to do them every day, which is what makes them more high maintenance. Oh, dang, my thing is going. Send the Portland photographer my way. I love you back, Canada. Hello, UK. Oh my gosh, you are a night owl. It's gosh, what time is it there? Probably 2 a.m., 3 a.m.? I know it changes when we have daylight savings. Hairstyles for long and thick hair. I mean, really any of the hairstyles I do are easy to do on long and thick hair. The only time that you are limited in vintage hairstyling is when you have short, fine hair. What do you tend to do when Trevor isn't in town and you are? I hang out with my friends a lot. I probably drink more than I should. I do puzzles. I read books. I watch all my TV shows that he doesn't want to watch with me. I don't know. I do all kinds of things. Go on hikes. I just hang out with lots of friends just to keep myself busy. Wait, do you ever think I'll grow my bangs out? I don't know if you'll grow your bangs out. I don't know you. I cannot answer that. Am I reading any good books right now? I am reading a book. I'm actually reading a book called At the Existentialist Cafe, and it's about the history of existentialism, and it is a very good book. I'm just kind of in the beginning of it still, but it's really interesting. You had pity bangs for years. Yeah, that's a lot of dedication, let me tell you. I cut mine in July, and by like September, I started growing them out. You have thick hair and never holds a curl. What can I do? Pin curling or wet sets are definitely the way to go when you have thick hair that doesn't like to hold a curl. Now I look like Cyndi Lauper. I don't know what this fluff is happening here. Okay, I'm going to answer some of your questions for a minute. Well, I have a second because my feed is going faster than I can see. Hello, Mississippi. Oh, my curling iron is right underneath my computer and it's making my computer really hot. Okay, what else? Curling fine hair. Curling smaller sections definitely helps. Definitely pin curl. I would not suggest rollers, hot rollers. Definitely use a curling iron. You are in Baja, Mexico. Yay. I miss Mexico. I was actually in Mexico about this time last year, almost exactly. And I love it down there. How's my heart condition? You're 12 and have had heart surgery when you were 2 months old. Aw. I'm glad that you are better now. My heart is doing pretty good. My surgery didn't work, but I'm still alive, so that's always a plus, right? I'm going to keep doing my hair. I want to make sure I don't run out of time for my hair, so I'll try to keep answering your questions as we go. So now I'm going to use some pomade. This is Lady Luck pomade, my favorite pomade in the whole world. And I'm going to use this just to smooth all this frizz. Hello, Christchurch, New Zealand. I love Christchurch. Such a cool city. So much construction, like an excessive amount. So many years after the earthquakes. I was actually very surprised. Okay, after the wax, I'm going to take my smoothing brush. I'm just going to smooth these hairs up. Make sure that you smooth all sides because the back is going to roll forward onto the front. So if you don't smooth the back, you're going to have a messy front. So now I'm going to take my hairspray, and this is just Suavecita, and set that wax a little bit so it doesn't stay greasy. Now I'm going to take the hair. I'm actually going to hold it pretty low because my bangs are about right here. So if I hold the hair too far out, my bangs are going to start to fall out. So I'm holding it up here. I did do some shows in Canada. Probably won't be back. This is really my official last year of touring, and I do not have Canada on the bill this year. So I just wrap the hair around my fingers. I love Canada. I do. There's parts of Canada that I book really well and parts that I book not so well. So I'm just rolling this down. So I just kind of pulled the bangs in there. And as you can see, there's still some little bang fluff, and that's fine. I can go back and smooth that. But just make sure as you're rolling down that you try to hold it all together in one piece. Bobby pin. My first bobby pin, I always put right in the center. I'm trying to watch what I'm doing while I'm showing you guys. And that's going to give it the most hold. There's only one pin in my hair right now. Then I'm going to take a couple more and just make sure that it's really anchored. Oh, I'm so glad that you love Lady Luck. Lady Luck pomade is seriously the best. The best. And they're like the nicest humans. And I'm so glad when I like a product and then I meet the people that own the company and they're really nice because it makes me want to support their company more. I seriously have like met people that run companies that are assholes. And even if it's a product or clothing that I love, I don't support it anymore after that because, I don't know, it just turns me off. So I'm just going to give some more spray and some more smoothing. And this is when we're going to smooth those little fluffy bits on the top. So I hope you guys Download the Hangtime app because it is awesome. And if it wasn't for Hangtime, I wouldn't be here answering all of your questions live on YouTube right now. So if anybody has played it, let me know what you think if you love it, because I thought the trivia was super fun. And I just like trivia in general. So I'm going to smooth these. I still have some wax on my fingers, so I'm just going to smooth these little bits. That's the only thing. These are not going to want to go up into the roll, so that's fine. I'm just going to smooth them sideways because they're still really short. Ooh, my hair's kind of fluffy. All right. Yay. I am done. See, so easy. I did it in real time. It takes no time at all. It's very easy to do once you start growing your bangs out. If your bangs are still short, if they're shorter than your eyebrows, it's going to be tougher. But once they get past that, you can totally do it. Okay. Now I can just hang and answer your questions for the next 14 minutes. I'm parched. Hold, please. Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit so I can answer some of your guys' questions. Dun, dun, dun. My favorite tattoo. My favorite tattoo is probably my back piece, which you guys can't see right now, obviously, because it's behind me. But it's like my biggest tattoo, probably my most pretty. And also I have my flat line from my first heart surgery, which is probably my most meaningful tattoo. It's hard to have a favorite. It's like asking me what your favorite kids are. Where do you find your scarves, both for styling and the big ones to sleep in for what sets? Antique stores. Most of the scarves I have are antique or vintage. This one actually is I've had since the 90s. There was like a weird trend that leopard print was popular in the 90s, and I got this like a mall store. But most of my scarves I find at antique stores. I just always have my eyes out, and they're always really cheap, so it's easy. Hello, Marion in Los Angeles, California. From Los Angeles, California. Do you do any shows in Canada? I already answered that one. You're going to get Betty bangs this weekend, and all this talk is making River regret it. What are some pluses to having short bangs? Pluses to having short bangs are that once your bangs are done, you look like your hair is done. So you could, I mean, like the little bun I have back here, when you have bangs, it looks like your hair is finished. So they are a little bit less maintenance in that way, and they're cute. I mean, they're super cute. So doop, doop, doo. When styling naturally curly hair, is it better to straighten before doing a set? No, you don't want to straighten in the traditional sense, which by that I mean you do not want to flat iron your hair. If you flat iron your hair, you're going to smooth the cuticle. It's not going to curl. If you have really, really, really curly hair or lots of frizz, I would use a blow dryer first to kind of relax the hair, but just make sure that you're not actually straightening it. Yay. Best brush to comb out pin curls. You know, honestly, I'm not picky with my brushes. Some people use like the Spornet. Oh, I keep thinking that my mirror in the background is my hair going. Some people use Spornet brushes. My brush is full of hair right now. I just use a big paddle brush. It just depends on kind of like your own personal preference, but that's what I use. Can't find Lady Luck here. Is there a different kind you might suggest? You can only actually buy Lady Luck online. And if you guys want a discount code, you can go to bigslickpomadeco.com, use TheCherryDollface in all caps as your discount code, and it'll save you 15%. I don't really use kind of mainstream brand pomade, so I can't really suggest anything that you would buy in a store because I don't have enough experience with those brands. Thick and curly, medium length, afro. How can I pin curl it so it would actually hold a curl and not turn back into an afro? I don't know if you mean afro like just in a general sense, like you have really curly hair, or if you are maybe a woman of color and you have textured hair. The thing that's great about textured hair, if you do have like textured hair from like your racial background, you don't actually need to pin curl it when you're doing rolls because it's got so much texture. Like if I do this on a girl that has textured hair, I don't do anything with the curling iron. Like I might just curl the ends a little bit to help give it that shape, but it already like it's basically like working with Play-Doh. It's amazing. I love working on textured hair. It's so much less work. All right, I'm reading. 23-year-old pinup drag queen from San Antonio, Texas. Yay, I'm glad I helped you get wig styling down. That's awesome. I'm actually going to be in San Antonio in March, I think, doing a class out there. I love San Antonio. San Antonio is my favorite city in Texas. It is a super cool city. I love drag queens too. It's like my two favorite things. Hello from Minnesota. I love your tutorials. Did my first pinup shoot this past summer. Yay. I'm so glad. I hope you loved your first pinup shoot. I hope you're addicted now. Ooh, someone retracted a message. What did they say? What did they say that they retracted? I hope it wasn't mean. I don't like when people say mean things. Lipstick. I am wearing Kat Von D liquid lipstick. Ooh, I don't know the name of the color. It's actually pink. It probably looks red in this video, but it's the like hot pink color that she makes. Love how the purple shows through the roll. Yeah, it's cool doing when you do rolls on hair that has some color to it, especially, oh, I got a little hanger, especially on the ends, because I'm gonna spray that. That's gonna drive me crazy. I like that I'm gonna get off of this tutorial and just brush my hair out, but still that little bloopy is driving me crazy. How often do you wash your hair? It depends. It depends on the season, and it also depends on if I'm traveling. If I'm traveling and if I'm like in Florida, I'll probably wash my hair every other day. If I'm traveling and I'm in Utah or Colorado, I could go like once or twice a week. When I'm at home, probably 2 or 3 times a week is about as often. Downloaded Hangtime app. Is there a tutorial for dummies? Okay, so the Hangtime app is a little bit confusing if you haven't done it yet. I'm going to show you guys real fast. I'll open it on my phone and show you. So basically how it works is this is the app. Oh, you're getting a reflection of my light. You open it up. So right now there's nothing on there. It's because it's not trivia time. So if you click on this, it'll take you to this page. And right now you're going to see
video. Hey everyone, I'm your host, John Hudson here on Hangtime, and I have some news for you. So pay attention.
He is the host. He's the one that does the trivia. And so right now that's basically like an advertisement. But if you open that up and it is time for trivia, then when you see all those people talking, that little box up there where he's talking is going to be where trivia happens. So hopefully that cleared it up. But when there's not a trivia scheduled, then nothing is going to happen. But yeah, the one tonight is already over. That one happened at 5 Pacific time. Also be sure that you know when you're looking at it on the app, it's Eastern time. That really threw me off when I did my first thing because they had 9 p.m. and I was like, oh, that's really late. And then I realized it was Eastern. Okay. Do you ever go to estate sales? I don't go to estate sales here because in LA it's so competitive and things are so expensive. I have little wispy hairs that are driving me crazy. I'm going to pin them up. When I lived in Oregon, I went to estate sales all the time. And if I am traveling and I'm in a small city, I'll go to estate sales. But they're just like, when you find an estate sale in California, especially if it's a vintage estate, the line is like around the block. So I get anxiety easy. Preference in hairsprays. Yes, I like sexy hairs. For working hairspray, I usually use Sexy Hair Get Layered. Setting hairspray, I like Sexy Hair Spray and Stay or Bumble and Bumble. I think it's called, what is it called? Firm something. It's their like good freeze spray. That's really good. And it smells really nice. Oh no, my feed went down. Sorry guys, I'm trying to answer all of your questions. Please ask Maggie why she punched me in the heart. Thanks. I don't know who Maggie is, but that sounds really mean. Being punched in the heart doesn't sound like fun. I really want to go to your class in West Covina, but I'm about to have a baby, so I can't make it. Oh, well, congratulations. A baby is way better than my class. I'm sure I will have more, though. Don't worry. I'll have more classes in Southern California. I'm done touring, but I'll still do more in Southern California. I have a space now where I can teach classes. So what's the best way to describe a haircut that suits both vintage and modern styles? So my hair, I actually do not go to somebody that does vintage haircuts. My hair basically is medium length with medium layers throughout. You definitely want layers for vintage curls, but you don't want them to be too short. You don't want really textured haircuts because that makes it way more difficult. All right. Oh, I just lost my spot. How do you get started when it comes to pinup shoots? I actually have a whole series on YouTube about how to be a pinup model. And there is, I mean, more information than I could ever answer in a Q&A. Oh, I got my nails done today, you guys. Look at these. Oh, it's backwards. They say Dollface. And I have gold tips. I'm really excited. I'm having a book release party for my book, Dollface Vintage, on Saturday in Signal Hill, California. If anyone's in Southern California, it's open to everybody. The official invite is on my Facebook page. So if you want to go there, you can see all the information. Do you wear false eyelashes? If you do, what do you recommend? I'm not wearing false eyelashes right now, obviously. But yes, I do definitely wear false lashes. I use Ardell mostly. They're inexpensive and I wear them so often. I don't know. People spend like $30 a pair on lashes and I just can't do it. I did just get a pack from, what's the name of the brand? I can't remember. Just kidding. Fooled you. Oh, live videos. Oh, you retracted because I already answered it. Okay, good. Thanks, Natalie. Thanks for not being me. Oh no, I went down too far again. Do you ever go to psychobilly shows? Yeah, I do sometimes. Trevor, my husband, he works with necromantics a lot. So if they play in LA, usually I'm at those shows. Can you recommend any hairstyles for beginners? This one that I just did, if you just watched me do that, and if you missed me do it because it was so fast, you can watch this video over again. But this is probably my most suggested for beginners because the back is literally just pulled into a bun. So all you really have to work on is this. That's probably the easiest. Thoughts on pollution caused by fast fashion? I mean, yeah, it's terrible. It's bad that fast fashion creates so much waste. I also think that we have a very weak middle class and people can't afford not fast fashion. And people also don't make their own clothing anymore. So it's kind of like you can't afford clothes, so you have to buy fast fashion, which then creates waste. I feel like the government is the bigger problem, which is a whole other conversation. What are the meanings of your tattoos, if they have any? Oh my goodness. I have 2 whole videos on the meanings of all my tattoos. There's too many for me to explain in one short Q&A session. Have you ever done a vintage wave tutorial? There's actually a vintage wave tutorial in my book, Dollface Vintage, available at workingclasspublishing.com. Ugh, I'm such a schmoozer. That is actually the only one that I have officially done. So it is in my book, and it's hopefully very helpful. I hope. Mary Claire, most hairdressers will not know what a midi is. A midi is a vintage haircut, which is why I was saying I go to somebody that doesn't do vintage cuts. If you go to somebody that does vintage cuts, they'll know what a midi is, but otherwise they won't know. How do you get your wet sets to be not so poofy? Use a good setting spray or a good setting cream. And right when I take all of the curlers out, I use a little bit of this pomade, just a little bit, rub it on my hands and rub it through your hair, and it'll kind of hold on to the frizz. Besides Betty Page, who do you draw inspiration from? I draw inspiration from everybody. Honestly, most of what I draw my inspiration from are the people in my real life that keep me creative. I kind of like to march to the beat of my own drummer, so I don't look to actual people that are doing what I do for inspiration. I just look to the people that I love and admire for inspiration. There are other meanings. It's a style. Oh, I see. You're talking about haircut. Just kidding. I thought your nails were different from yesterday. Yes, they are. I just got them done today. Hello, Colorado. What do you suggest for short hair? I chop mine off about chin length and love vintage pinup. Don't know what to do. Finger waves are a good thing for short hair. If it's chin length, you could get away with doing this and you could just curl the rest of your hair or put a bandana over the back of the rest of your hair. Chin length is tough. It's easy to do stuff in the front. You could even do like little baby victory rolls, but it's going to be tougher in the back. So just focus more on the front of your hair and don't worry so much about the back. I did victory rolls about 4.5 years ago. It was my first time and came out okay. You're in a bad motorcycle accident after. Oh, limited mobility. That is suck. I actually have a lot of girls that message me that have had either birth defects or accidents where they only have use of one or none of their arms, which is really tough. It's like people that ask me if they have one eye, how to do makeup. I can give you for me, well, with one eye, it's easy because I can close my eye and know what that's like. But for me, I can't, just a frame of reference when you have 2 hands and 2 eyes is really difficult to teach people. I do have a tutorial on how to apply false eyelashes. It is on my channel. I think it is entitled Applying Fake Eyelashes. Might be fake, might be false. I'm not sure. Oh, I lost my feed again. Tips to get those wonderful still barren from being overplucked brows back. Latisse, I know, grows eyebrows back. I'm lucky, as you can see, I have pretty thick natural eyebrows. Oh, and they're a little unruly right now. So mine actually grew back after years of overplucking, which I was very, very lucky about. But yeah, you can try any of those. I don't know Rogaine's pretty expensive and that's made for head hair. So I feel like that's a little excessive. I would use stuff that are made to grow your eyelashes back versus that, because then you get little applicators that you can use on your eyebrows. You love, love, love Cara lashes. I have not heard of that. Favorite alcoholic beverage? I am a whiskey girl. An old fashioned is probably my favorite drink, or whiskey and ginger beer. You recommend a good setting spray or setting cream? So the setting spray that I used to use that I love was discontinued. They do not make it anymore, and I still have some of it left, so I'm still using that. But Suavecita actually makes a setting spray, and I haven't tried it yet for a wet set, but I've heard it's really awesome. So maybe that'll help. Favorite mid-century modern designers or individual pieces? I mean, all the same. Like, I love Ames. I love like all the go-to mid-century designers. I don't know about individual, but I'm looking around my house trying to get inspiration. I'm not like, furniture to me is whatever. I'm more interested in like tchotchkes and lamps. Like this lamp that's right here is a set, and it's like almost like a genie man and then a dancing woman as a set. So I'm more into lamps than I am into furniture. Have you ever thought of learning to sew your own clothes? So my ex-boyfriend, his grandma had bequeathed him a vintage sewing machine, like one of the ones that's in the table that like flips up. And so I was using it, and I was teaching myself how to sew, and I was like hemming all my skirts and taking in pants, and I was getting so good. And then the thread fell out of the bobbin, and nobody knew how to rethread it. And it was before YouTube existed. And that was the beginning and end of my sewing career. So I don't know. I feel like if I had learned to sew my own clothes, then that's a whole other project. Like I already have so much. I'm looking at my table full of hair stuff. Between all my hair and makeup stuff and my clothes and all that, like the last thing I need is another hobby that makes me buy more things. How do you get sponsors? I'm not sure what that means. Like product sponsors? Well, like Suavecita, they send me stuff for free, but I also use it and talk about it in my videos. So a lot of companies, like once you start getting a following, they'll just start hitting you up like, hey, will you use this if we send it? Same thing with Sexy Hair. Like they give me all my stuff for my tours because I love it. I use it in my classes and I talk about it. So it's good for them and it's good for me because I use so much product. It saves me a lot of money touring. Same thing with like clothing and stuff. Basically brands will just hit me up. Or if there's a brand I'm really interested, I'll just hit them up and be like, hey, listen, are you interested in like sponsoring clothing for me in return for social media love? Is that brand also only available online? Suavecita actually is available in stores. I've seen it on my tours, but I feel like the stores that carry this are usually like little rockabilly shops or like rockabilly barber shops or that kind of thing. So you're not going to find this at like Walgreens. Any tips for curly hair doing vintage styles or pinup styles? Actually, I already just answered that. Yes, product sponsors. Oh, like how this is promoted by Hangtime. Hangtime contacted me. My YouTube channel is signed under a network that kind of helps me run my channel. And so my network brings me in brand deals. So that's like when I work with any big brands. Studio 71, Shayna is my girl. So she is my channel manager and she's the one that brings me brand deals. So she introduced me to Hangtime and allowed me to make this sponsored video, which I am over time now. It is 6:33. So my Q&A and mini tutorial is officially done, but never fear because I will be back on January 31st, again at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I will be doing another sort of tutorial. I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be yet. You have to come back and see, but it's related to the vintage lifestyle and Hangtime will be sponsoring that one as well. And then it will be done. Then no more live YouTubes. But I'm so glad that Hangtime is allowing this to happen. So if you guys don't know what Hangtime is, just before we wrap up, it is an app that is for trivia. You can do live trivia. You can win prizes. You can win cash. It's super awesome. The next trivia is tomorrow at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So download the app and go over there and hang out. You might even see me over there because I love trivia. Hooray! If you guys want to watch this back, it will be up on my channel. No YouTube. No, I will be making YouTube. I just won't be doing YouTube live, which is what I'm doing right now. So don't worry. I'm still going to be doing all my things. And Carrie, you're on my Patreon anyways, where you're going to see my live things. So don't you worry, friends. I'm not going anywhere. But thank you guys for all of your questions. If you still have questions I didn't answer, come hang out with me on the 31st and I'll answer all the rest of your questions. We'll do some more tutorials. We'll have all the fun. Thanks, Hangtime, for doing this again with me, for me, by me. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Bye, guys.